Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Meadowlands Racetrack here on Saturday. It is the 2nd of October 2021. We're going to look at all the races on tonight's program from the Meadowlands, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And I mean around the world. There's so many good races today, so make sure you join me for that, and also tomorrow for my ARC preview from Longshop. But we're going to look at all the 6 races on tonight's program from the Big M All Turf. Let's get to it right now, starting off with the opener, which is a claiming event going for a purse of $19,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Never won a race since April the 2nd, which never went through races. Claim price $5,000. We have a field of 10 horses heading to the lawn, the distance of ground of 1,000 meters, or they're dashing the distance of ground of 5 furlongs on the Meadowlands turf course. 1,000 meters, 5 furlongs. The portable rails are down today, so just keep that in mind. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 10 horse here. The number 10 horse, Ventriloquism, will go 10-2-3-8 in the superfecta. 10-2-3-8 super. Top selection 10 horse Ventriloquism. This 5-year-old gelding by Winchell. Kathleen DeMasi trains, gets Castillo up in the saddle. The horse's most recent out came 13th of September. Parks, a mile 70 on their so-called turf course, an optional 16 claimer. And the horse finished 9th by 22 lengths. He stalked early on, but then he just completely hit the wall. First start around 2 turns. It just wasn't a recipe for success. Cutting back to 5 where he doesn't really need the lead, but sitting closer, I think he could really run a good race. 2 back in a claiming 16 at Monmouth. 5.5 furlongs on the 20th of August. He finished 3rd by 2 lengths. He kind of stalked that day, a little bit of a turn of foot. I didn't think it was a half bad race. He definitely jumped up a lot from the previous race, which is opposite 25 at Pennat, 5 furlongs on the 3rd of August, where he finished 5th by 5.5 lengths there. And again, he just really couldn't keep up with those horses. And then at Delaware, first off the bench on the 12th of July, 5 furlongs on opposite 32. He finished 5th by 4 lengths, a little bit wide that day, and he just really couldn't get going. He's won twice, both once at the end of 2019 and once at the beginning of 2020 at Delaware, both at 5 furlong turf sprints where he sat close. Coming here today, back to a sprinting trip, way down the class ladder to a claiming 5. 5-2, he should really run a good race. Let's take him. To recap my selections for the opener, let's take the 10 horse Ventriloquism, 10-2-3-8 in the superfecta. The second race, it's a main claiming event going for a purse of $21,000. Race for maidens 3-year-olds and upwards, going for a claim price of $25,000. We have a field of 11 horses heading to the turf course. Again, the distance of ground of 1,000 meters, or the distance of ground of 5 furlongs on the Meadowlands turf course. 1,000 meters, 5 furlongs. My top selection here, we're going to go with the number 9 horse, who is Baby Graham. 9-3-1-11 in the superfecta for me. 9-3-1-11 super. Top selection 9 horse Baby Graham. This 4-year-old gelding by City Zip. Tom Morley trains 1. Hector Diaz Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent out came the 8th of August, Saratoga. 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon turf course and a maiden 40,000. And he finished 2nd by length. He just kind of stalked that day. Really just couldn't get there late, but he didn't run half bad. The buyer numbers that he showed in his 2 starts can definitely win against these horses, and I think he is the fastest here today. When the rails are down here at the Meadowlands, the speed is killer sometimes, so I think he is on the up and up. And from the outside poster, I think he is leaving. 2 back, he ran in his debut on the 27th of June at Belmont, 6 furlongs and maiden 40,000 for state breds. He finished 7th by 4 lengths. He was with them early on, but then he completely hit the wall late. It just wasn't his day to win. Just went a little bit too fast to that first quarter, 21-2. He has to slow it down. But since the most recent race, he's been training very well. A 4-furlong workout Belmont, 48-1, the 5th best workout 39. I think he's fast enough here at 3-1. He's a single in the early pick 6 if you want to use it, or in the all card pick 6. But to recap my selection for the second for the Meadowlands, let's take the 9 horse Baby Graham. 9-3-1-11 in the superfecta. The third race from the Big M, it's a claiming event going for a purse of $19,000, race for fillies mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, and went through races. Claim price $7,500. We have a field of 11 horses heading to the turf course. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, with the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Meadowlands turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 4 horse, who is Successful Legacy, 4-2-110 in the superfecta. 4-2-110 super. Top selection of 4 horse Successful Legacy. This trio fillied by Anchor Town. Tom Clark trains 1. Paco Lopez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of September at Monmouth, 6 furlongs on the dirt and claiming 7,500, and he finished 4th by 14.25 lengths there. And he just was very wide and never quickened up. He never weakened out of it either, but I just don't think he likes the dirt. I think coming to a 1 mile turf race, he's in a more better spot to win. Two back, they ran him on the turf at Monmouth, one mile claiming 16, where he finished 10th by 14 and a half lengths there. And, he was with him early on, but then it was stupidly wide, and then he just couldn't get the turn of foot. But he showed turf, form. Over the winter, he was wintering at Tampa, and he was running decent races. I want to go back to the 24th of January at Tampa, 1 mile claiming 20,000, winning by 3 3/4 lengths from a stogging position. He put on a show. That was a very good race. Came back to a few weeks later to have a second on the 2nd of April at Tampa, going a mile and option 40, where he really, again, just couldn't get there late, but he still ran a good race there. The Tampa shippers, the horses that handle Tampa turf course can handle this turf course really well. It's one of those sneaky angles that are really good to keep in mind out. At 9-2, coming back to turf here with a way down the class ladder. I think with a good poster, he's sitting on a very good run. 9-2, let's take him. So to recap my selection for the third from the Meadowlands, let's take the 4-horse Successful Legacy. We'll go 4-2-1-10 in the superfecta. The fourth race from the Big M, it's a starter allowance race, purse $24,000, race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. Never start for a claim price of $8,000 or less in 2020 or 2021. We have a field here of 8 horses going again to the turf course. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Meadowlands turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 3 horse here, Anvinda Mana. We'll go 3-2-6-1 in the superfecta, 3-2-6-1 super. Top selection of 3 horse, Avenida Mana. This 5-year-old mare by Street's boss. Jose D'Angelo trains 1. Jose Ferrer gets him out. The horse's most recent outing came the 18th of September at Monmouth. 1 mile star lounge race, 12:50, and the horse won by 3/4 length and coasted on the front end. Very easy fractions. Quickened up nicely late. Was out by a bunch when it was drifting, but there was nothing bad about that race. That was a very good run. Come to the turf course, the Meadowlands, speed favoring, very easy runs as of recently. I think he could really run a good race again. 2 back around the 30th bug is the Colonial, mile 16th on the inner turf course and claiming 6-2-50, and he won by 2 1/4 lengths. Again, he just won for fun on the front end, quickened up nicely, and earning a 72 buyer. That was a very good race there. Improvement off race 4 came at Goldstream, 5 furlongs on the turf and claiming 12:50, where he finished 3rd by 3 1/4 lengths there. Didn't break that well. A little bit of a turn of foot late because the pace was slowing down in the front end, but he ran okay, but not as good as the last 2 races. And then prior to that, Goldstream 7.5 and claiming 16. He finished 3rd by neck there, and he just really wasn't comfortable there. But since coming to Jersey, he's really coming to the Mid-Atlantic region. He's really run these good races. His form in South Florida wasn't bad, but he's found his better form here. I think 3-1. Let's use him. To recap my selection for the 4th from Meadowlands, let's just take the 3 horse Avenida Mana. Excuse me, I can't speak. We'll go 3-2-6-1 in the superfecta. The 5th race now from the Meadowlands. It is a main special weight purse, $40,000, race for mains, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses in the feature, going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Meadowlands turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 6 horse, Beatbox. We'll go 6-3-1-8 in the superfecta, 6-3-1-8 super. Top selection, 6 horse Beatbox, 3-year-old called by Pioneer of the Nile. Chad Brown trains, Hector Dias Jr. gets them out. They bought this horse for $2.1 million at the Keeneland September 2019 sale. So it's very rare that you see a $2.1 million horse run the Meadowlands on the turf in a flat race. So, it's this horse, better win today, or the owners might start, shall we say, it might need some new pants after this if he doesn't win today, because the investment might go whoop. But the horse's most recent outing came 28th of July at Saratoga, mile 8th on the dirt in the main special weight, 100 grand, and he finished 4th by 12 lengths, and he was stupidly wide and just flat. But when you're drawing 9-9 at Saratoga going mile 8th, you're behind the A-ball so much. Maybe with a better poster, it made the race interesting late, but just throw that race out because he had major excuses. Come to the turf where he could sit a little closer today. Lesser quality horses, a lot lesser quality horses. I think he should just romp today. 2 back around the 12th of June at Belmont, 1 mile main special weight, 90,000, and he finished 4th by 2 3/4 lengths. He didn't break that well, a little bit wide, was gaining a little bit late, but he needed the race first off the bench. And then the debut last October at Keeneland, about 7 furlongs in main special weight, 70,000. He finished 7 by 11 3/4 lengths there. He was very, very wide that day and very rambunctious in the stretch. He just really couldn't keep up. A lot of 2-year-old antics. He's been training a lot better coming into this race than he was going to the Saratoga race. Come to turf, lesser quality horses. He's a single in this fifth leg of the pick six, so let's use him. So to recount my selection for the fifth from the Meadowlands, let's take the 6-horse Beatbox, 6318 in the superfecta. Then I capped the sixth race from the Meadowlands. It's a claiming event going for a purse $21,000. Race for filly mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses heading to the turf course. Again, the distance of ground of 1,000 meters or the distance of ground of 5 furlongs of the Meadowlands turf course. 1,000 meters, 5 furlongs here. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 2 horse, Buffs in Love, 2381 in the superfecta, 2381 super. Top selection, 2 horse, Buffs in Love. The 6-year-old mare by Buffham. Michael Stidham trains, gets Castillo up in the saddle. The horse's most recent outing came the 11th of August at Colonial, 5.5 on the outer turf course and claiming 16. And he finished 4th by 1.75 lengths there. He was with him early on. He just never got the good turn of foot late, but he didn't hit the wall completely. Stepping all the way down the class ladder to a claiming 6 today, where he could show some good front end speed. I really think he should improve a lot more. 2 back ridden 25th of July, Pimlico, 5 furlongs and claim 12.50. He finished second by half length. He was a little bit wide, but didn't go down without a fight. He really fought to the finish. Not a bad race again there. And then option 25 at Pimlico, 5 furlongs, 18th of July. He finished third by 2 lengths there. A little bit wide that day, and but was gaining ground a little bit late. But when you go 6 wide in a 6-horse field, you're not going to win. But he still ran a terrific race. And the Peach Blossom were on 2 turns at Delaware, 7.5 furlongs, finished third by 3 lengths. He's with him early on, a little bit of a trouble trip, and he's just not a 2-turn horse. He does his better running going, 5.5, 5 furlongs like you're seeing today, all the way down to a claiming 6 today. Has some good front end speed. At 3-1, let's use him. To recount my selection for the nightcap, the 6th race from the Big M, let's take the 2 horse Buffs in Love. We'll go 2-3-8-1 in the superfecta. So good luck to him. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.